Blunt goes to Watkins again. Back to Scott. Jada Scott throws it back to Washington. Top of the key. And deep side. Fake three and a double dribble. They're calling a travel. Travel call on Alexa Watkins, and they will turn it over and give it back to South. 1:41. And I don't know what that's all about. They're going to give the ball now back to Clayton. 1:38, 98 seconds left to go in the opening half of play. Brittany Blunt will take a rest. Here comes Aaliyah Sanders in the game. Aaliyah Sanders got a three-point shot in the second period. The only player for the Comets that's actually had a field goal in the game so far. As Aaliyah Sanders now comes in. Washington with the ball for Seatown. Opening conference game of the Greater News 3A Division. Again, 9-3 Comets taking on the 1-12 Trojans. And a takeaway and a steal by 25, Savannah Parker. Parker's going to go all the way on the road to the basket. No one's there. No one's home. And the rebound comes back to Clayton by Stepnowski. Stepnowski up court. She's on two-man coverage of the Trojans. Got to get it back to Washington. Washington back to Aaliyah Sanders. Sanders takes it back and gets it to Washington. Washington back to Sanders again. Sanderson under the key to Jada Scott under the minute left to go in the opening half. And no one's there. Rebound. Tipping it back to South. Hedinger was trying to go with Stepnowski under the basket. They just couldn't make anything happen in time. Two-man coverage now between Stepnowski and Watkins. Fall! The ball came right into Stepnowski's hands. She'll take it. Washington to the basket. Whistle and a foul. Foul on number 23 of Janae McDonald for the Trojans. That's her first. The shooting guard sophomore for South. This is going to bring up to the line now number 3 of Sayasia Washington, and she'll bounce off her first. Sayasia Washington, the point guard, junior at 5'2", coming in the game now, number 10 of Princess Richardson for the Comets, the point guard, senior at 5'2", and the other 5'2" of Sayasia Washington. She'll shoot and put it up. Ball bounces off both times, no good. 38 seconds left to go in the opening half of play. Back up court, led by Parker. Parker gets it back inside the 32 of Creech. Creech back to Parker for three. No one there. No one's home for McDonald. McDonald does get a rebound. Sets it back under court. Back to McDonald as she got it back from Jernigan. Now she'll go for three. And it's good. Number 23, McDonald. That's her 5 points in the first half of play. And under 12 seconds to go now. Richardson sets it up to Washington. Washington to Watkins at the top of the key. Now gives it back to Aaliyah Sanders. No one's under the basket of Blunt. Blunt's under pressure. She'll try to find Blunt there. No one's home. Last shot. Basket shoots up. 1/1000th of a second left to go on the clock. Foul on number 25 of Savannah Parker. That's the first foul on Savannah Parker, the point guard senior. And Watkins will go to the line and shoot. She'll nail her first one. That's her third point of the game so far in the first half of play. Coming up, the Osborne Company halftime show. We'll take a look at the first half of the game and set you up for the varsity men's game action as Watkins nails both of her free throws. 1/1000th. That's the horn. It blares. It goes. That's the opening half of basketball. As we go to the locker room, it stands for the opening conference game. The Clayton Comets of Clayton 39 and your South Johnston Trojans. Again, the away team are at 16. So again, 39-16 as we go to halftime. Halftime is presented by the Osborne Company. We'll take a look at the stats, the first half of the game, the foul leaders, the points leaders, and more. I might even bring Daniel Manzer in here to give his thoughts of the first half of the game. As right now, it's the opening conference game of the Greater News 3A Division, 39-16. We'll be back in a moment to thank our sponsors. This is Comets Basketball on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
When you are looking for a company to help build your next project, what do you look for? Price? Honesty? How about our general contractor with integrity? If this sounds like you, it's time to call my friends over at Osborne Company Incorporated. No matter what project you have in mind, the Osborne Company will get it right the first time. Just listen to some satisfied customers. Every detail was given its due attention. We have done major projects over the years, and the quality of the work given to us by Osborne was far superior to other companies. Sound like a company you want to deal with? Head over to osbornecompany.com to see what they can do for you today. Or give them a call and talk with the friendly staff at 336-623-2111. The Osborne Company. Integrity, excellence, and value.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ Energy Drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ Energy Drink. Wings are for birds.
Rudo Apparel powers teams and athletes around the world by offering the best in customer uniforms at an unbeatable price. Visit RudoApparel.com or give them a call today at 347-850-2720. Build your one-of-a-kind uniform made just the way you want. Rudo Apparel, the #1 shop for custom uniforms and apparel. That's 347-850-2720. When you are looking for a company to help build your next project, what do you look for? Price? Honesty? How about our general contractor with integrity? If this sounds like you, it's time to call my friends over at Osborne Company Incorporated. No matter what project you have in mind, the Osborne Company will get it right the first time. Just listen to some satisfied customers. Every detail was given its due attention. We have done major projects over the years, and the quality of the work given to us by Osborne was far superior to other companies. Sound like a company you want to deal with? Head over to osbornecompany.com to see what they can do for you today. Or give them a call and talk with the friendly staff at 336-623-2111. The Osborne Company. Integrity, excellence, and value.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Osborne Company halftime show here from Jeff Adams Gymnasium on CRN, the Community Radio Network. The Varsity women Comets are up in front 39-16. It is a 39-16 game of the opening conference game of the Greater News 3A Conference. And again, high scores of the game, dominating performance in the first half by, of course, Liberty Commit. WREL Tom Suter Extra Effort Award winner of the week, Asia Todd. Asia Todd has done a phenomenal job and right now standing at almost 18 points almost. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's 17 points in the opening half of play for Liberty Commit Asia Todd. 4 points for Sayasia Washington. 3 points as it stands for Aaliyah Sanders. 4 points for Alexa Watkins, 4 points for Mackenzie Hedinger, 4 points for Delana Eves, and 3 points for Jada Scott. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Manzer, I'll bring you in here real quick. One thing I like is we're seeing new players on the court that we've not seen before.
Yeah, it's been good because they're getting some playing time for some of these girls. And they've been getting able to get some playing time for some of these girls that might not have been able to get into it.
Yes, like I'm looking at new players like Aaliyah Sanders.
Yeah, we've gotten to see some other players out there that maybe haven't made points, but have got to be on the field, like, the court, like Brittany Blunt and a few others. And that's been great. And you've actually
Princess
gotten to see
Richardson, Brittany Blunt.
Oh, definitely. And you've gotten to see people like Nadia Stepnowski get a lot of playing time that don't typically get as much playing time in the regular game, which has been good for development. I'm sure Coach Lee is going to really appreciate that in the long
how
run.
about Asia Todd, our Liberty commit, Trace? Talking about, me and Trace and I talk about this great young lady, what she's done in the sport. She's doing a phenomenal job here in the opening conference game. I mean, this is what Marlon Lee and the Comets need.
Well, this is what Liberty University gave her the scholarship for. She's an excellent young athlete, and she leads on the court. You can see every time they're out there that they know to go with her. She's going to push them. You see her calling out to her teammates. That's the kind of thing you need out of a leader. You can see that's why she got the Extra Effort Award this week from WRAL. She's a really special young girl, and she's definitely a scorer, but she's proven she can be a leader out there, which is what she's going to need at that next level, that's for sure.
Yeah, Daniel, that was one of the things I was going to say is it's not just a ball hog. I mean that with no disrespect. It's not just her talent, or what she can do. Me. She is all about team. If she cannot find a way to bring it to the basket, she will give it to somebody else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that goes back to earlier last year when she had the 48-point game and then the 52-point game right back to it. You'd think you see that she's just keeping the ball. You pass it to her, you don't get it back. But she distributes really well. She has a lot of assists, and she plays good defense. She has 5 steals in this first half. And that's just showing her that she's being competitive and going after it whenever she's on the court, which is, got to be what Marlon Lee preaches in practice. That's for sure.
Daniel Manzer again joining us on the broadcast of the Osborne Company halftime show on CRN. Got about 4 minutes left to go. Does the scoreboard speak for itself? Do you think it should be 39-16, or do you think this could be a totally different game between South and Clayton?
39-16 is what it is. But I mean, it could, even if it was anything, it might be a little worse because I mean we've missed a couple of free throws and that kind of thing. But the girls are playing excellently, and I'm sure Coach Lee is telling them that there's things that they got to work on, but they just need to keep doing what they're doing and keep that pressure up. South Johnston's, there's been probably 15 steals for the Comets, and that's a sign of good hustle on defense. And if they can continue to do that, they're going to see that margin get bigger and bigger, which is what we want to see over here being Clayton fans, so that's for sure.
And I'll tell you another thing, Daniel, the atmosphere is electric. Like the South Johnston fans, they have came. And the Clayton fans have came. And it's not just because it's a Friday night with nothing to do. And this is a good rivalry, but not just with it being a rivalry now. This is a conference rivalry.
Oh, definitely. And you're going to see that, especially with the boys' game coming up. Then, I mean, we've got two steady teams. We've got a consistent team that Clayton that always does well every year in conference. And you've got a 12-1 varsity boys South Johnston team that they've been great. I mean, their only loss this year was an overtime loss to Rollsville. And you got to feel like this fans are excited about what they have potentially here with this South Johnston team. And I know their girls team isn't having the best year record-wise, but they got a lot of young players here, and you can see that they're going to be able to grow. But, yeah, it is an electric rivalry here, whether it be in football or basketball. South Johnston and Clayton, I think we're going to see some real competitive games for the years to come.
Daniel, speaking of that, coming up, the men's game. 5-6 for Denny Medlin and the Comets. Now, me and you call the home games. We do the radio broadcast for those. A lot of close losses for the Comets that could have been wins. We know that. But you're going up against a 12-1 team like the powerhouse of Brody Massengill and the South Johnston Trojans. One thing for certain, the men Trojans program looks strong for tonight.
Oh, definitely. And I will say, I'll give the Comets credit in the fact that we've probably had a tougher schedule than they have.
Yes.
We've played some bigger, stronger teams. I know Heritage was no slouch, and we've played a couple of those really competitive teams. Now, they have went out and played everybody that's been in front of them, so I got to give Rollsville credit for doing that. But it's going to be competitive here tonight, and I know that they got to have come in as the more confident team with a 12-1 record. But even with the 5-6 record, like you said, they could easily be, a significantly better team. They could be 7-4 or 8-3 if few baskets had went a different way. That Hunt game was a heartbreaker.
Yes, yeah.
And so, it's going to be competitive all night. I know that's for sure.
And I love that we have about 90 seconds left to go before the second half of play. And look what Marlon Lee and the Comets have the players doing, layups.
Oh, exactly.
Practicing on those layups because they struggled in the first half on that.
Oh, he knows. They probably missed 8 points that they should have had from missed layup attempts. And if they get those in, then the game isn't – it's basically, almost out of reach as long as they continue to play the way they are. But it would have definitely been out of reach at that point. You're talking about a 30-point game, and that would have just been scary for South Johnston coming out of the locker room.
All right, Daniel, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for helping me out. We have a minute left to go here in the in the Osborne Company halftime show. That's Daniel Manzer, the public address voice of the Clayton Comets, and him jumping in here. And he's not shy on the microphone. That's why I put him on the microphone. So we stand at halftime, about to wrap things up here. Again, the halftime show presented by the Osborne Company. High scores of the game for the Comets are, again, Asia Todd at 17, 4, 4, and 4, and 4 for Mackenzie Hedinger. Also, Delaney Eves, Siasia Washington, and Alexa Watkins, and 3 points each for number 4 of Aaliyah Sanders and number 34 of Jada Scott. So there we are. That's where it sets. The halftime show is presented by the Osborne Company. We'll take a 10-second timeout. We'll get ready for the second half of play.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Ready for the second half? We'll bring Daniel Manzer in here for the men's halftime show also, as we're set for the second half of play. Paige Toller now for the Comets, for the Trojans. Salt, 3-point shot, number 23. That's McDonald for 3, number 23 for the Trojans. That's her second field goal of the game as Watkins now goes in under the basket, sets up. Well, she's about to play kickball there for a second. Got a whistle and a foul coming up. Foul on number 12 of Julie Clement foul on number 12 of Kennedy Bird. That's her second for Kennedy Bird. And this will bring Alexa Watkins to the line, and she'll shoot 2. Coming to the game now, number 24 of Jenna Brown. Jenna Brown's